players who actually played across region a ton pre-World Cup when that was allowed, and he won money over in Europe actually multiple times. Just a really good kind of high execution style player. First time I've seen him with heart, so really interested. But they're up at 51 points. Like, they're challenging and they're within striking distance. And also, like, I want to give a huge shout out right now to all of the players who played and competed. Thank you so much from like the bottom of my heart, being able to cast this, analyze this, work on this show, watch you guys develop and continue to grow. Play stuff and continuing to push the limits of Fortnite and grinding it out, whether it's the practice or every single one of these tournament windows, playing through holidays, getting the support of your family and your friends, and pouring all of your heart and soul into this. It means genuinely the world to me, and it is so much fun to watch you guys just push this game to its very limits. So thank you for making our job just so awesome and so easy as we're into the final moments of NA East. Less than 45 minutes on these queues. Again, you get 3 hours or 10 matches, whichever comes first, and then you are done. So 40 minutes left to queue, and then the World Cup experience is over for those in the East.
That's right, and the next step would be the World Cup Finals. But here we go, man. Hopping in, you see Keys on and Slacks. Looks like the HP is okay, but let's take a look at that loadout. It's looking pretty good. I'd be curious to see what Keys has, because Slacks is pretty stacked. Like, obviously, if you had like 3 more Shadow Bombs, an extra 2 rifts, or an extra rift, excuse me, to have 2, that'd be great. But even Keys' loadout's not bad either.
Yeah, lots of rotation. They're going to look to play safe here. They see everyone around them rifting over. The pressure plant rotation is not necessarily a fun one. And I know there's also kind of a general, I want to say conspiracy theory, where the circles are forced to go over mountains or changes in verticality. I can 100% confirm that is not true. The way the kind of like the storm works, there's a minimum and maximum distance for how far it can move from the current circle, and that's it. There's no like predetermined path or all that, so I will just absolutely eliminate that conspiracy theory. But now Slacks is trying to eliminate his opponent in the box. Hello? Ezreal gets headed in, and the fact is they're wearing the exact same skin as well, and so is the other duo. Might have been a moment of confusion there. That's what can happen, but a brilliant pickup from Slacks and Keys, who are trying to make their push for qualification. That Elim gets them into the top 15 as well. 8 Elims, 11 points so far from this match, and Keys is looking to do everything they can. We've seen them, Zeke. They're at the top, and they keep it up.
Just having the same skin is probably what made the difference, because you saw the player for a moment react and maybe take a shot, and they were like, oh, wait, not the...
The vertical ceiling trap is so good because the stair got put into place, but you're only going to block it if you're on the lower side of it. Knew they'd both been on that and just was able to wiggle past the shots into the other box. His teammate editing that one at his back. That's what good duos do.
Now Cross, I mean, his duo is gone. That's it. He's by himself. But look, he's trying to make at least top 10 at minimum. There you go. He's held on. He's now in top 5.
Yeah, the Dominican.
Or top 10.
Saturno being picked up. We saw him in the winter route trying to represent, but Vizitel gets picked up, and BHEGS up on the high ground, completely uncontested. So the guys you want to keep your eyes on right now are BHEGS and then Slacks and Keys. They're the ones who are trying to make a push for qualification. What happens to them is what matters here. All the rest of the players playing for their shot at the prize money, but those duos are in contention for a World Cup spot. BHEGS picks up Snappy on the high ground. Jaw is able to get Stainless, and Cross is trying to find some sides. Drags gets picked up as well. The top 5 is going to be huge. Knock comes through because of the stink, and we get close to that top 5.
There it is. Top 5 has been achieved. Now look at this. We are moving. There's only a single duo left in this lobby. Everyone else is a solo rider. Another person has been eliminated. Look at this. Cross is just trying to cross up these players, finding the elimination. That's Keys!
Yeah,
he shuts him down!
Slacks and Keys were the last duo, but Keys is now knocked. It's a straight solos competition from here.
All coming down to the wire. Look at Cross's HP, though. He can top back up to 100 shield, but his HP is going to make the difference. You see HK down below. He immediately gets picked up. Again, like Sundown talked about, BHEGS and Slacks. These are the 2 players to keep your eyes on, and that is, they are 2 of the 3 players left. Cross is the meat in this sandwich right now. He does not want to be here. BHEGS has all of the HP advantage in the world. And now look at this. Cross, he knows Slacks is close. He doesn't know how much HP he's on. He knows BHEGS is up top. keeping him pinned down. And look at Slacks is trying to close
Slacks
out.
has no mats. Slacks has absolutely no mats. Watch how he's walking around. He has nothing. He's just running through the open. B-Hegs just lasered him right there. Cross needs to get the edit on him, and he does. Cross will pick that up. B-Hegs should be able to close this out because Cross is on no mats now. B-Hegs needs to get it, and he does. Gets the elim, gets the victory royale. 65 points for B-Hegs and Hart. That's what I'm talking about. Keys and Slacks, those are the moments. Cross getting the elim and B-Hegs closing it out. If the Keys and Slacks are able to get that, that could be the difference. But with every single interaction mattering, these are the exact moments, the ones that will impact who is sitting there, and we're gonna get right into a next match. You can see Lavish, Vivid, 72 hours, Ninja, Reverse, pick whoever you want. 53 points right now for the Liquid duo. Make it 54 once they convert onto C-Leo. There is no quad crasher flying in this zone around Vivid in 72. No flight zone. They'll swat you down.
Man, look at where we are, man. Gus, it depends on where we go from here. The effective play space is going to get very funky very, very quickly. You can see, if you're looking in the bottom right, there's already some of that blue area. Remember, that's the edge of the mountain. So that space, you could build off of the side of the mountain, but you don't want to be doing that.
When in doubt, throw a grenade. Golden Boy is so proud. He got another one. That's a double for him. 5 eliminations. Now, the question is, can they loot goblin it? Can they get all of that? Because they saw other Splodes go to it. Bizzle had been pouring in Splodes. They want to get all of this because this is 3 teams worth of loot on the side of the zone. They have literally can open a whole, anything. Like, everything is wholesale. You want medkits, you want shields, you want ammo, you want mats. The Liquid Boys got it right now.
This is going to just, like, absolutely increase their potential of winning this game, right? They've got it all. Their loadout is looking so good, and now with that Rift to go, all the upgrades, you've got a combat shotgun right there sitting outside. I hope that they potentially pick that up.
They're both already rocking them. Like, you can tell. They was like, people complain about, come on, you got combats laying everywhere. These guys will leave it. What do you mean they need them? No, I'm just kidding. Come on, guys.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I like that.
No, I'm not funny. It's fun. But now you can see what they want to do is they are on the far side of this zone. They're not really sure where players are, but they're actually, if you look in the bottom right-hand side, there's about 3 duos in between them and the zone. So they're going to opt for an early launch pad, but they're so far away, it's not really going to give them as much distance as they hope. Maybe getting to 50-50, but they're still going to have to vertical up. You can see Vivid on the left-hand side getting ripped as Ninja is now trying to 90 his way upwards / double ramp, but he's getting ripped. Hey, Shadow Bombs, rift. Don't hold on to him. It's not worth taking all the trip. Pop a Shadow, get over, get safe. We've seen it before. Oh, no, got the chugs going up, and yep, they're just going to up. Well, they're so close. You can see in the bottom right, they desperately want to build in. They don't want to burn it right now, but they use so much of those resources. I think it would have been worth a Shadow. But now look at that stack right there. Demo, Bizzle, Chap, Poach, Ninja, Reverse, Instinctual on that side. That is one heck of a side of a mountain.
There is just so many high-profile players that we have seen. And now look, like you said, man, now they have to burn things like the Slurp, right? I completely agree. They probably should have used the Rift, but like it's better to use it than lose it, you know?
As long as they had enough to get themselves back up, not losing the effective HP, like they're going to be fine. They have a good side of the zone. It's worth holding the material for there. It's just you get a critical mass point, right? Like if Ninja gets one more headshot on him, somebody's going to pour a stick grenade at him, or they're going to spend more resources. As now he's trying to fight Chap. He gets the knock. That was a 36 and a 72 with a little bit of fall damage. Will they be able to aggress right there? That's Chap and Poach trying to get out. They also have priority on the zone. If you look at the bottom right, the entire lobby has to rotate past Ninja and Reverse.
Here we go.
And they have the Rift, and here it goes. You can see the side of the racetrack, better known as Gus, because, you know, it spells out G-U-S.
You know, I feel like there's a lot of people that didn't know that. Welcome. Now you know. But here we go. The rotations begin. And so now this is, like you said, Reverse and Ninja, they just got to sit here, wait for people to make mistakes, like that person in the ball, just start cracking and attacking the resources they have, whether that be HP, shields, rifts, materials, the likes.
They need elims. They need elims to catch up right now. They need a big game. They need big shots, and that's what Ninja is capable of. You see the number of rifle rounds he's putting in, but not quite connecting onto eliminations is going to end up being a big factor because they need all the points if they want to be in New York City. They don't care about anything else. They want to be on that stage. Reverse will already be there, but Ninja wants to own it as well. As Luke gets picked up, they're going to make the effort here. They're in a prime position to do it. Side of the zone, still have a a Shadow Bomb apiece and the Rift as we're closing in on top 15.
And Poach goes down just outside of that top 15 range, so no placement points. Hopefully his dual partner is still alive. We got to hope right now.
Yeah, Chap is still in. Chap is still in.
Yeah, okay. So now, Ninja is a laser beam, right? If he gets set up, he's going to just shut people out, right? He's going to rip them to shreds just like that. Finds another one. He just needs the positioning. Now he's going to start rotating the Rift. Perfect. Yes, I love this.
Well, because they don't need to worry about getting caught in that fracas right there. The number of players who made it out of that, it doesn't matter how good you are. Out of the 5 duos who were in that situation, 2 made it out. 1 rifted, the other 2 shadow bombed, right? Everyone else got picked up. So using that utility in that circumstance to get another opportunity is fine. Proximity launcher into the common tack from Demo, and the Ghost Boys get themselves into the top 10 as well. They're making a push for it. 50 points, 5 elims, 5 placement points so far. Proximity grenade launcher is out from Bizzle. It's fantastic. It's basically a guaranteed 70 chip right now, and they're looking for it. Demo trying to find whatever angle he can, pushing through. Top 5 is the next place in threshold. Arsley drops down directly in front of boxes, go out, and a great combo shot. That is teamwork if I've ever seen it from Bizzle and Demo, and the Ghost Boys are now into the top 5.
9 players left. They could very well push for this victory royale. Vivid gets picked up, and look who's on the high ground. Reverse and Ninja, they're still here. Oh no! He gets cracked there, and look, DMO is down as well. But it's okay. Bizzle has been in situations like this. Now the question is, what are Ninja and Reverse going to do? They get cracked, and look,
the proximity launcher is going huge. He just got one. Oh no! Reverse dropped down, and he challenged it. That was so good. So much happened so fast. Okay, so Bizzle was trying to put the proximity launchers up towards the high ground. He got 2 different 70 ticks, but they were on 2 separate targets. So Ninja just stayed up while Reverse dropped down. The pints came through, but they were able to close out. Just such a good finish out there from Reverse and Ninja, clawing their way back into contention. Let's throw it back in the studio to Bala, because I am way too excited right now.
Hey, we're all excited, Sundown. What a crazy game. I mean, we already knew that 72 Hours and Vivid were in contention, but 2 more teams adding their names to the list of people who are fighting for that spot in New York. I'm joined by Shia. We're going to go ahead and get through some of the action that we just saw and break it down. Shia, what you got for me?
Absolutely. We got a few plays here from different angles, multiple different things happening. Vivid on that desperation jump pad. Going to be looking over, looking down, seeing and placing his pivot spots on where he wants to look. Height kind of pressures him to go down, finds out that someone's not building, gets an easy sneak around. The timing is crucial here. He waits for other people to mat out, so that individual has a certain sight line. The RPG by Cartier over here. He's going to not build, make sure the other enemies cannot connect up, then build up afterwards to make sure he maximizes on that fall damage, which is genius because then they have free height and can focus on the rest of the game. When this game starts progressing as well, we have a lot of shots coming off. Both duos looking at different angles of the entire map, but supporting when possible. Not too much tunnel visioning happening with the RPG either. Cartier is very dynamic in terms of switching towards his combat shotgun and helping out there as well. The RPG is only coming out once a lot of builds have actually developed in the actual server. A nice quick split there for Rockets to make sure the pressure is always on, and now using those free range RPGs, which is really, really dope. Gets a lot of damage on the rest of the server rather than pressure on everyone else that's over there as well. Finally getting that big pop off on Ninja. Right here, Slacks going in. This kind of enabled him to have the rest of his game available. He sneaks in with a shadow and stays right next to his enemies. You can see there his crosshair positioning kind of baits out one shot going for the finish, but then waiting for his enemy to peek through and getting a big elim off right there, making sure they have that box up. He's on point. Right here, Cross is going to start fighting B-Hegs on height. B-Hegs goes for a nice split here. We'll see it from the other angle. He builds up and kind of stays on a 50-50 spot, goes right, then gets that drop down on Cross, maximizing the time for the zone coming in and everything else in general as well near that end game.
Yeah, so that's crazy, and that is actually going to lead Slacks and Keys up into that top spot with 74 points. But, man, there are so many names here. I mean, this is literally a who's who. Shio, this list of names is crazy.
Absolutely. B-Hags as well, who got that nice clinch at the end there as well, bumped them up all the way to 65 points over here. My bad, I was standing in the way there. Zayt and Saf are also up here as well. They've qualified though. There are the top 3 who haven't yet, so it's going to be very exciting to see if they can hold up. Calc and Macwood were also up top near the beginning there as well. The point differential, 74 to 60. It's 14 now. That's almost, 2 big placement games. So some people are going ahead and leaving people behind in the dust. But these big clinches can shuffle things around, which is absolutely happening right now. A lot of people going top 5, bottom 5, top 5, bottom 5.
And I'm reading a lot of the social media comments and comments on Reddit. Specifically, a lot of people are getting excited about BHEGS and Heart because not only did they have a semi-performance that was historic in terms of winning 4 games in a row, but they're doing it again here today. They have an average placement of something like 7. So that's ridiculous, and it's still shaping up. We've got about half an hour to go still in the queues. But I mean, there's so much more to play, Shayo. There's so many names on here that we know have the potential to move into New York.
Absolutely. That Dubs and Mega game all the way back when they popped off, got all the way up 2 big 20-point games. It can happen as well. We'll see what happens when we get into these games.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into the games. We're going to do just that. Back with Sundown and Zeke. Guys?
Thank you guys so much. Can we everyone collectively just take a moment
Hashtag Fortnite World Cup.
and just appreciate that Shy was covering up the things and then took a step back and was like, oh, my bad, I'm covering up the stands. That was just the best thing ever. And when he said that and when he took the step back, everyone here laughed. You couldn't hear it, but it was just the most wonderful thing ever. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send Shy Wager some love. He is the best, and it's so awesome to have him here. But more Fortnite action up on deck, Sundown.
Yeah, and actually, so I'm going to kind of blame production on that one. Just going to call it in my ear. He told him to take a step to his right. Stage direction.
Come on, Alex.
Come on. So you know what? Hashtag World Cup. Give all the love to Shy Wager and give all the hate to Alex Punch. He's on Twitter as well, but that was his fault. Not setting our boy up for success, but Shy Wager has been fantastic so far today. No hashtag blame punch. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Give the love to Shy Wager. Popping in, doing fantastic with his first breakdown in front of the screen, and now we're on board here with Niddle and Kasker, who got off to a really good start, but have kind of slowed down now, hanging out at 38 points. But again, anybody can pop off at any point in time. Right now, we've seen its lower 60s to get in 65 and 63 being the mark, which is with a bunch of people being in contention like they were just talking about. Dubs and Mega have popped off in the back-to-back 20s. Stompy and Tashinkin did it today. Anything is possible, but you need to do it now.
That's right. I mean, you still have time, right? It just takes
30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, game in one more.
Yeah, unless you're dropping for elims and you're dropping just bukus of them. In which case, I mean, I don't know how you're doing that.
We haven't seen that be successful. Like, generally, once it ends up going through, like, yes, some of those quote-unquote W key games, like, people can get, like, some efficiency out of them. But, 9 times out of 10, those pop-off games are when people are going for the hard super aggro, trying to burn a couple games, and then somebody else is winning all of those engagements and then gets the victory royale as well, a.k.a. Nate Hill and Funk Bomb, a.k.a. Dubs and Mega.
Yep.
Like, it is the prime example of it.
Yeah, man. And I'm just feeling, I guess the word would be bittersweet. Like, this is such a bittersweet ending to, everything. 10 weeks of this, and now this is the final 30 minutes here of...
No such thing as bittersweet. This is all hype, baby. This is what it's about.
Wait,
you can see it.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Well, we'll talk about this later. Anyway, yes.
Excuse me?
I'm going to ask you a question. I feel dumb asking this on the air. This is just classic
Is this the first time ever, or?
No, this was a really dumb question. This is classic Zekeism. Anyway, who cares? Baldy Sama, Destroy here. They've got no eliminations up on deck right now, but that's okay. 35 players still in the lobby. Plenty to feast on.
Hey, can we appreciate this tarping real quick?
Very good.
That was very precise. However, the only thing, like, yes, you have to tarp like that, but with the number of ballers rotating on the low ground, you aren't overly threatened, and you've just burned all but... no, now you're out of mats. So now you have 0 mats. So yes, you tarp to zone, but how much were you actually threatened now? As Macwood and Calculator up on a high ground fight with Kasker and Niddle. Kasker takes Calculator out, but Macwood then gets the return there. Calculator will end up going down. Macwood does catch himself. Player directly to his right is just going to disengage. That's how you do it. Down 1, over 1. Brilliantly done from Macwood to just get out of dodge, trying to keep his tournament hopes alive. You see him sitting on 61 points. Minigun going to work, but Macwood gets the 85 and then just leaves. Honestly, I would have stuck with that one, but now going to drop down and throw himself into the low ground. Only 4 more builds left. Needs to make a play. Instead, gets lit up. No more builds left. And KD is going to take him down. That is huge.
But he was top 15, so that's okay. 3 points out of placement. That is going to make the difference later on. Now, let's watch this elimination be in the top left. Light up like a Christmas tree. Aroa is going to be eliminated now there. We're going to see this lobby get cut in pretty much half.
Pickaxe the ball.
Do it, do it!
You can see him kind of going for it. Actually, not really. He's going for the shot, but the boost headed it out. But I'm telling you, go watch Creo's VODs. He does it fantastically. You will get elims off with that credit. That player does not deserve to just passively hang out there. There is something you can do to put him out there. The only thing you have to be careful of is if they drop out and hit you as you pickaxe. But that being said, give it a try sometime.
That's
maybe not in the
timing,
Fortnite World Cup when you're going through, if it's your last time trying it out. But if you're just in a regular arena game or a regular solo or duo, give it a go, as Davon and Fernando are going to look skyward. Another duo in contention, sitting at 52 points right now as Roat goes down to tendons. Owen gets picked out of the sky. These two skeet shooting their way through.
And now everyone is down below. We got a campfire going. Just make sure we keep topped off as best as possible. Top 10, another round of placement points, and they're just going to continue sending shots down below. They want more eliminations. They need more eliminations. We're so close. You see, look at this. Owen gets picked off. Kazbek gets picked off. Look at everyone else down below. Symmetrical, Psalm, Cowboy, Owl, Blue Tea, Rogue Shark, Threats. I mean, there's so many. You said it earlier, a who's who. But now, how do we attack this, right? The next threshold is top 5. Do you think these players have to go aggro? Do you think you have to lay it on the line? Unfortunately, Baldy, Sam, and Blue Tea are picked up when I'm asking my question. It all ends for them. And don't forget, man, we still have the 30-minute queue time, and we're hopping into these games kind of like throughout. So for all we know, this game has already happened. You gotta hope they can go back in. Flossen! No!
V2 for the end. Everyone has a buddy. It's 4 duos riding it out. Kyle ends up getting taken down, so now we have 1 solo hanging out on the low ground. That's Ceza. Cowboy and Owl left. You have Psalm and Symmetrical on the mid tarp. Fernando on the high ground in the top right. Owl and Cowboy on the lower tarp in the bottom right hand. You can see that double ramp towards the side. There is a flint knock out in Cowboy's hands right now. Owl is looking for the side. Flint knock from Cowboy to get the side hop, going for the zone back. Fernando and Davon try and loop around. Cowboy does find the zone. Owl is still tracking the zone as well. Symmetrical goes to challenge. Owl picks someone up. Davon drops down and is putting the pressure onto Cowboy, and he finds that one. Will get the siphon. Owl gets the flank onto Davon, but Fernando covering him. I don't know if you were watching that on the wide side, but the way they covered each other's angles was so freaking good right there. Fernando and Davon, 8 elims, the victory route, 18 points. That'll rocket you up the standings, 62 for them.
I'm glad you called that out, because just the way they were like dissecting everyone left in that lobby, just tearing through all of them, forcing them into uncomfortable positions, you know. They were dictating the tempo of that game, and that's what led to the victory out for them. Massive props, but more action on deck. You got TSM Commandant and High Sky.
And shout out to Commandant right before this, was actually typing in his password and typed it in wrong too many times, so locked himself out of his account. we helped him out with that, and we got it resolved, but that was one of the funnier panic message I've ever received from a player. That was a very, very interesting one there.
If it's gonna happen,
account security first things first, and sometimes you fat finger a password 1, 2, 3, 7, 19 times, and then get locked out for a couple hours. But nothing doing there, sitting right around 50 points in contention. Glad you could get the games now. Elixir and Maze, Billy going up on the side there. However, the rest of the lobby is looking towards them. Neff will get the conversion on that with some help from Isu. So, and Maze is just going to get whatever mats he can from that and pick his loadout. 63 effective HP, but does have all those minis now.
Yeah, but look at this. The lobby is turning on Nmaze. You saw the first elim come through, and now everyone's like, okay, we know someone else is down low. They're probably in a tough spot right now. He's going to get a little breathing room, which is really going to make the difference. And now he's got to figure out what he needs to do to hit top 15. Those placement points are vital because they're sitting on no eliminations right now.
Yeah, you have to get to top 15. If you're in a match for this long, if you spend 15 plus minutes kind of in it, looting, getting in the late game, having a decent loadout in terms of weaponry, you have to make something happen out of it. Benny does get picked down there from Anmaze, so good shots going over with that epic AR and then able to cover himself up. But he needs to find a spot where he isn't being focused as much. He's burning so many of his key mats when he has no rotational tools, just trying to keep himself safe, which shouldn't be a priority right now. You should be safe.
Got TJ up above him, but now let's get a better lay of the land from down below. Look at all these players, Hornet, Tickers, just to name two very quickly. I want to see what their loadout looks like. What is going on with them? You've got Chug Splashes, you've got a single Shadow, a single Mini. You know, one of everything. Sure, why not? They also have the launch pad. Oh, okay. This is a little bit disastrous.
The launch pad into another launch pad. That's what he meant to do. Is the secondary launch pad. Going to go find Hornet right away, who qualified in week 9, was also a player who played in week 2 of the summer skirmish. Shout out to him. Was kind of a big jump starter for his competitive career going on there. But is a player who kind of really breaks it down analytically. He went through, looked at his point layout, saw like, hey, I wasn't getting enough from Elims. I need to go more aggressive. I have no problem with my placements, but I need to be throwing myself in the middle. And he wants to do that. He wants to put himself in the middle of the action, just like you see right here, getting aggro, getting the pickup on the WBG Blake K, and then popping the Rift and out of dodge. Well done from Tickers and Hornets to get some control there, but now they need to be careful because they're drawing fire from TJ and COD Genesis.
Down below, you see High Sky right now going toe-to-toe with other people. Trev gets cracked. Beach there from Go Crazy gets destroyed. Look at all these players. It's still so tight. There's 33 players left right now. 20 duos. And we're in Storm Circle 7. This is easily one of the most dense lobbies we've had all day. And now Ticker's going to use that Shadow Bomb, start his rotations and just try to link back up with Hornet.
And one thing I'm going to nitpick here on Tickers, pop your Shadow Bomb as late as possible. Because the time you're in the air, that counts. So if you're falling...
Oh, the trap
player!
Oh my God!
Okay, Zeke, he was just busting his balls.
I'm gonna get up and walk away.
Gets him so close to the top 15. A brilliantly done executed. That's what I'm talking about. Don't let him roll to the placement points. Go aggro on him. Hit some shots. You can take advantage of them if the players don't rotate correctly. And brilliantly done there. Top 15 now coming out. And Maze doing so well from the earlier situation we saw him in. He was pinned against the side of the mountain. Now into the top 15. Zeke, you talked about it. He was looking for those placement points. He got it. And 2 elims.
I mean, he's probably wants more, right? Every single interaction we talk about this.
More.
You always want more, just like me. I always want more ice cream. But every interaction does matter. Everything that these players decide to do, everything that happens is going to affect the standings directly, right? Are you eliminated? Did you get shots over on the person? Did you confirm that person? Did you have to burn a slurp or rift early? Like, these are all going to make the difference. Look at this, a third elimination, and he's pushing.
Ooh.
Oh my!
I thought it was just gonna crash.
Oh my God!
Anyway, call me Nostradamus right there as he got him. No way. Won't predict anything like that again. But Anmaze brilliantly job getting himself up to 40 points. Might not be necessarily in qualification range, but that is a nice bump in the payday for the double prize money week. Don't forget, $2 million spread all the way across all the regions and down a decent amount of the placements as well. We want to make sure everyone gets rewarded for their time and their effort over the course of these 10 weeks. You all are amazing. Whether you got to play on a Saturday, got to play on a Sunday, will be playing in New York City or whatever. We appreciate your time and your effort as we're into the top 10.
Mastoris picks up, especially coming out of Anmaze. Again, Mastoris is a legend in the community, gets cracked. Scientist, downed as well. To Erupt Void's duo. And
so that's Slades, and then the other one is Voids.
Okay, so yes. It's just so they're swapping names.
Yeah, super fun with that one. Definitely not confusing at all, as Tickers and Hornets are working top down. They're in your top right.
That was Diggy.
Not Orange got Diggy. He's in your bottom right, as Tickers finds Not Limes as well. Limes and Oranges, the fruit, are getting abandoned right now as we have a straight up solos match. Top 5, make it a top 4. Tickers on the high ground, Orange on the tarp beneath, Slades down there, and High Sky on the ultimate low ground. Voids, Slades goes to challenge Orange. Orange gets shots into him. Can he get the conversion? And he does. And gets zoned back. Ticker still up on ultimate high, but needs to be careful because Orange is putting shots at him. Drops directly in front of High Sky. Gets the 180 and finds it. The zone is full close. Ticker's on the high ground. The chug splashes. Let it be known. Can he find the shot? He wants it, and he gets it as well. Gets the Elim credit. No, Hornet got it. It was his partner, so they will get the point. Pushes them up to 61. They're in contention. They're in striking distance, and the chug splashes again, changing those full circle close interactions. Balla, take it away.
We had one clutch play with the chug splash so far, and there another. Tickers with his dual partner Hornet clutching up big in style with the new chug splash. We do have a update on actually what happened in Brazil. Shayo, it is the last chance that these players had to qualify, and they worked so hard. We had the look in, but we also have the players, I should say, the duo team who's going to make it to Brazil. Let's take a look at these standings.
Absolutely. So, up top, Own and King qualifying for duos. Okay, that is huge. King has been grinding a lot to get up top. There are multiple Kings up there, but he tried really hard in solos. I believe he qualified when Nyx qualified as well. Now he's up top, double qual for solos and duos. This is huge. Up top as well, though, Clipnode, who recently qualified for solos, came third, which is still a lot of prize money with that double up across the entire world. Nothing, No Name, also a dope solo player. These guys coming together, popping off. Big congratulations to him.
And the second duo, or the second double qualified player, Nyx, who's in 4th place right here, is double qualified in Brazil as well. So congratulations to X-Own and King from 9Z. He's gonna be joining us, or these guys are gonna be joining us in New York, and we cannot wait to see you. With that, let's go ahead and punch some tickets. Shayo, you're going to be taking the lead here on punching this ticket because this is your region. We talked to you a little bit about Brazil back before. We already punched the EU tickets. This is it right here. Magic hand. Boom.
Hey, no Lupo curse. Nice.
So congratulations to X-Own and King. We will see you guys in New York. But we will go ahead and take a quick break because when we come back, we have NA East to finish up and wrap up. So don't go anywhere.
Let's fly down to the lobby. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your squad some nums. Burgers from dirt to munch. Tacos royale with brunch. Red juicy's a tasty treat for Lil Whip, Peely, and Pizza Pete. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your squad some nums. Let's fly down to the lobby.
All right, Fortnite fam, we're here for week 9 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open qualifiers. And just like this Cuddle team leader, we are very excited to be here. The final week of solo competition. Hopefully these players can take a bite out of the competition and really keep it top notch. Codename Elf. Guys, are you ready for week 9, the finals day? Man,
I just had a whole bag of cookies.
A whole bag of cookies.
He's the yes man.
I'm so happy I don't have to be near Zeke for much longer.
We got some qualification. We got a dancing banana too. I want to see Zeke wear that at some point during the World Cup.
Fortnite fam, you guys know I love it when you use that hashtag Fortnite World Cup. We actually have a social producer that helps sift through all the tweets and all the incredible things you guys send us, and his name is Nick Brown.
All right, guys, my name is Nick Brown, and for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers, I've been working as a social producer. So basically, every time any of the casters say use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, I'm the one who plays defense to make sure that none of those cheeky tweets with bad words end up on the big screen.
All right, Courage, let's go to the kitchen. Let's get ourselves some food.
What we got? Some garlic bread. Is that chicken parmesan? Oh my God, it's chicken parm! Yes! You okay? Do I need to put this one back? Bro, they put garlic bread in front of me. You think I'm not gonna get 3 pizzas? Come on.
What's up, Fortnite fam? It's Squints here, and recently we've been trying to level up the observing, so we challenge our observers to get cool dynamic shots and keeping them smooth and technically awesome. And let's share some of our favorite shots with you guys.
I can't imagine the weight that these competitors must feel on their shoulders.
Whoa, whoa, okay, okay.
Wow.
Seems like the observers are having a little bit of a competition back there.
All right, observers, let's get it.
And then tried to challenge those fights, and that just freaked me out.
What? Speaking about something freaky.
There is Nick just above Chap's foot. Because apparently that's someone's name in Fortnite. You don't know about that, Jack? No. I mean, you really need to step up your competitive Fortnite knowledge. It's okay though. It's Chap's foot. Like, physically, he plays. I hate you.
What's up? It's Monster D-Face.
What's up?
Yo, Monster. You know you're my favorite?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I told you you were my favorite, would you believe me?
Probably not. We all know Sundown's his favorite, guys. That's a lie, dude. Right there.
What? Dude, it messes me up.
You know, a lot of people ask me what the best part about replay is. It's got to be working next to GFX Becca.
People ask me all the time what the best part about being a graphics operator is.
Someone here specifically that keeps the ball rolling no matter what happens. And his name is Jordan.
What's up, Fortnite fam? My name's Jordan, and I am the production manager on the Fortnite World Cup Online Open. My job includes making sure the production happens smoothly, handling staffing, catering, any technical issues that may arise, making sure everyone else is doing their job.
He's really good at stuff.
We're on a break, and Jeff is going for the high score.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's really special.
And he has the
Not for you.
to rain him down. I don't know if he realizes it's completely uncontested, but
It's over. Week 9 is done. Goodbye. Oh, hey there. Sorry, I didn't load in quite fast enough. Hello, welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers. I'm Zeke, and we are knee-deep in NA East action. Now, the queues are done, so we're going to just take a little bit longer, wrap up, make sure everyone gets out of their games, make sure everything's good, get final standings, and, of course, punch some tickets. But first, what we need is we need some casters. I'm feeling Pookie Face and Bala TW. That sounds pretty good. Let's go with that. I'm about that.
It's like you knew we were coming.
Whoa, don't call me out.
You knew that we were here. Zeke, you need to watch that little advertisement with the slurp juice and everything because you were lagged out in the lobby just then. You need to come right back to us.
Bala just, oh my god, Zeke.
Pookie. We've got 5 minutes left in the queues. Zeke is just causing havoc on the stage.
As per usual, Bala.
As per usual.
Oh
but
my gosh.
5 minutes left,
5
NA
minutes.
East. This is the last opportunity. There's 3 spots up for grabs. Who's going to take it?
I don't
That's
know.
the question.
Let's take a look. Games ready?
Let's go ahead into the games and get into the action. It is, again, Reverse and Ninja up on high ground and probably what we would expect the 5th zone here.
Yeah,
Finding a position for them.
We already saw a Victory Royale coming out of this pair, so congratulations to them. They had a 4 elimination Victory Royale earlier on, so let's see if they'll be able to close this game out. Like you said, we only have 5.5 minutes left to actually queue up for any games in NA East, so this might be their last game.
This could be their last game, and we've been watching quite a lot of them, and I've seen some comments also about, you know, how they're just barely out, like, just barely staying in contention, but they have to have such huge games to really push their way all the way up. Oh my goodness, that is very consequential. That edit down right there onto Fuzzy is somebody who was also pushing the pace, pushing the contention, trying to get towards the top of that leaderboard. Ninja and Reverse try to get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, and that half-wall edit being extremely strong, knowing that their builds were only attached by one small 1x1 and using it to actually take out an opponent. Now we have Liquid Vivid here with 72 hours, both of them looking very good, sitting on, how much is that?
72 points. That's got to be a good omen.
Gotta be good. I mean, 72 hours, 72 points. What could go wrong? Now that we just said that, Bala.
Yeah, it's a curse.
Jeez.
It's a curse. But regardless, I mean, this team has been playing so crazy, both of them. We've seen clutch moments from Vivid. We've seen clutch moments from 72 hours. Their utility usage is on point today. And really, what I've been seeing, I've been watching a little bit of 72 in the past couple of weeks. He's been just getting progressively better, both mentally and mechanically. He's just been absolutely dominating anytime he plays. Same thing with Vivid, although Vivid qualified in solos in week 1, so had a little bit of pressure relief from him, but right now he is putting it all and making sure that he's going to bring 72 hours to him, or with him, to New York. There you go, English,
yeah.
easy.
Easy peasy. Now, just to your point, you know, with this being a 10-week online open qualifier, we have seen so many duos as well as solo players really improve over the course of 10 weeks. I think that's really been what's been the most exciting and interesting part to me, is seeing the progression, seeing the evolution of all of these players, and know that, you know, they've been putting in the hours, the practice, the scrims, the arenas. They've been working so hard to make it to New York, and like you said with 72 hours, it's certainly paying off for him.
It's a combination of all sorts of practice types, arena customs, pro customs, these games themselves, right? Every single weekend that we're playing, we're gaining more experience. As now players are moving in towards that 6th zone. Shadow Bomb's coming as well. He's going to get right back in with Vivid. The edit down from Vivid, because you can't actually edit while you're in Shadow form, so he's making sure that he's going to get safe in the box before he becomes apparent and visible to all the players around him again.
Yeah, and using that Shadow Bomb effectively to make sure that he did get in there to safety. He didn't have a ton of HP, but it isn't going to matter. He takes out Balti Sama there with the combat shotgun and is going to use another Shadow Bomb to rotate. Now, Vivid actually went over to his left and circled around. They were split for a little bit of time there, but it doesn't matter. Again, no edits there for 72, but he is going to be picked up by his teammate Vivid and is going to be able to shield up safely.
Getting ahead of the pack a little bit, Vivid is, as 72 hours looks right back and knows that that pack is ready for him to come with Vivid. That's a strategy that these duos are constantly using and pioneered by Zexro and Vinny themselves. These are the first people who really started to start pathing for each other, which is Zexro and Vinny pathing for each other, and then one player staying back. That's how they got those high elimination games around Winter Royale, TwitchCon, and the like.
Yeah, and just taking a look at all of the names in here, you know, we have Flossin, who unfortunately did just go down to Flux, Reversuke, Ninja, Vivid, 72 hours, Zexro, and Vinny. This is a huge lobby, but players are dropping so quickly. We only have 11 players remaining, 8 duos in total. Zexro and Vinny looking very good here with their positioning. They have a ton of mats, a ton of utility. They're looking really good right now, Bala.
Looking really good, that's for sure. I saw Vivid go down in the feed, so looking for 72 hours still, but Zexro just bringing the pressure right onto Reverse, knowing that he can capitalize on this elimination, and then Vinny also having the path still, knowing that he can get right back to his teammate with the good awareness to realize he's getting shot from above. Now, going to take the slurps, take some time to realize the situation. They're in top 5 in terms of duos right now, so all the point thresholds are clear. He's going to take out Kwanzi and then Flex right in the corner. Perfect pinch there from Vinny and Zexro, and perfect opportunity to take that, but still getting pressured from all angles. Pookie.
Yeah, and they are on mid-ground right now. They are getting pressure, but it doesn't matter. It's like they're playing on a completely different level right now. Their awareness in these builds is absolutely incredible. They own everything here, so being able to utilize the edits to drop down and control mid-ground the way they are, it's almost like low ground, but you've got a little bit of wiggle room to work with.
A little bit of wiggle room to work with. We're coming into the final players here. The edits coming in at the same time from Vinny and Zexro there. Perfect opportunity taken onto Seti. 5 players remaining, 3 total duos. They're completely on low ground right now, and they've got barely any more mats to work with. But guess who is still in the game? It's 72 hours, still up on the highest point in the game, I believe. But hold on, a bunch of players making a play with the launch pad. Vinny's already up there, but Leo is going to take it. They're going to knock him down and force an engagement. Everything is going down. It's now Zexro and Vinny who take complete control of that situation. It's all on to 72 hours down on low ground. Is he going to be able to clutch up against 2 of the most prolific fraggers in the game. These guys are known for grabbing tons of high elimination games. Right now, they're all waiting for it. The turret's going to come down, and that's not going to be anything that you want to see from 72 Hours. Zexro and Vinny clean up, and they're on their way to New York, too.
Congratulations to the TSM boys. You love to see it, but you can see in that match ball at the very end how quickly that shifted. You know, 72 Hours had high ground, and one launch pad changed the whole face of that game, and he was then essentially on ultimate low ground. Unfortunately for him, Vinny and Zexro were up there, and that was that.
And I've got to question whether that engagement is really going to mean one of those duos is going to qualify versus the other, right? It comes down 4 points are left, or actually 5 points for 72 Hours are left on the board there from that Victory Royale.
Here we are.
He could have taken out Zexro and Vinny at the same time, but another thing is Zexro dealing with that tendonitis. He is not looking like he has any sort of issues today. He's been worried about his career, his future. For now, he's pushing his way, making sure he's playing through. And that's been something he's been dealing with. But we also just saw Skite and Vato in EU qualify, and he is also dealing with that situation. He actually posted a long-winded explanation about his confidence, his tendonitis issues, and how it led up from week 1 all the way up to week 10.
And I mean, you know what? Today is game day, Balla. So these guys know, you know, the adrenaline has to be pumping with them. You know, so any kind of pain or discomfort he's in may just be pushed to the wayside, might not even be at the forefront of his mind. He is trying to get as many games in as he can, play as hard as he can so that he can get that spot in New York. But kudos to him for kind of playing through and pushing through. That just shows how much these games and these tournaments and the World Cup essentially means to these players.
Now into this game, the 5th zone about to close that half in, half out right around the block. And Pookie, we're getting close to that placement threshold, that top 15.
Yeah, we're getting close. There are still 32 players, 17 duos remaining. Only a couple of solo players here, so we're gonna have to see how this shakes out. I love getting into these endgame situations when there's still so many duos alive, and just like that, Kenkire Moth goes down to Holo King, just absolutely not aware that both of these players were in the box right below him.
It almost felt like he was a little too overconfident, actually, maybe seeing that they're there, seeing that they're taking his wall, seeing that they're approaching his stairs, and not really caring and saying, hey, I want to still challenge this. I want to make sure that I have this space.
Oh, and up at the top, here we have Outlet and Turkey Lips up there on high ground. Outlet using the combat shotgun there to try and take some shots. Isn't going to connect, but is going to make a play for this high ground up the side of this mountain. Now, he does have a ton of materials, but we can see, we've seen time and time again how quickly those go when you are having to traverse these very hilly terrains. He is taking shots down below him, and he has covered above him, so he is very, very safe right now. Turkey Lips is actually behind him, also doing a little bit of work, trying to get some shots in on other players, so they're in a good position right now.
Exactly what they're at. They had so much time off the side of this hill, not finding any eliminations just yet. A perfect opportunity taken, and they tried to get it, but again, remember, queues are closed now for NA East. The 5-minute timer that we talked about earlier is definitely closed up, and now Outlet getting right into the thick of things. He's going to take out Hoax and his duo right away, seeing that opportunity and seizing it.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know if you know this, Balla, but Outlet and I are actually very good friends, and he carries me so many times. So seeing him play like this gives me confidence, and I know that I'm going to have more wins in my future, you know?
Well, we know you have a crazy amount of wins, Pookie. Something that I definitely don't have that many wins.
I mean, it's just a win, Balla. You know, you can edit like no one's business, so, you know.
Victory Royale is a Victory Royale, one of the most important things in Fortnite. You know, it makes me jealous. But regardless, these guys are all looking for it to get towards New York right now. Demo and Bizzle, we saw them have such an important clutch performance getting towards the end with a couple of different players. But here, Demo picking up Sunny. Is it their time to shine? Demo and Bizzle right now looking exactly and taking stock of what is around them, looking to see, can they get through here safely? Where can they go from here? And it's just going to be tunneling forward. No opportunities really presenting themselves just yet, but Demo is looking and forcing opportunities. One comes through from Bizzle because they were all focused on Demo, and I think that is actually going to be 2 total eliminations. He might go down the zone, I think, if he's not careful, but hold on, Bizzle is stuck here. against Commandment and High Sky.
It looks like Demo did end up disengaging there. Now, whether he had some kind of heals of slurp juice or no, he does end up going down, unfortunately, for Bizzle. His partner is going to be left behind there. That's unfortunate.
That is so unfortunate. What happened there was Bizzle was in shadow form. He was trying to get edited down from his teammate Demo, but when he made that edit, High Sky and Commandment immediately took that opportunity to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take you out. He's gone. Bizzle now trying to clutch, still fighting against Commandment and High Sky, but I think that might be it. Yes, Bizzle did end up going down just then, I believe, but Kez and Fung right now taking out Commandment as well, who did. But that might be changing very soon here, but the pressure coming in, yes! What a shot there from Kez from down below, and speaking of down below, everything all of a sudden is gone for Bolt Glaze. He has no materials. And while they all fought down below and while the fight on high ground ended up going down, Kez and Fung take advantage from mid ground and clean out both high ground and low ground.
Oh, look at that fossil, Bala. There were so many things that were happening at once there. We had so many fights occurring on high, mid, low ground. I feel as though at one point, you know, we had 20 people alive, and then it went down to 2, and then the game was over. It took a lot for me to be able to digest everything that just happened in that last match. But forget about that, because we have another one here, and we are looking at Steens right now. RBK Gilly, unfortunately, his partner not in this match anymore, but Steens has got he's got the bush on, so you know what that means.
And the little whip skin. So I don't actually know what this means. It's kind of confusing, actually.
I don't know. I was hoping you could give me an explanation. That's why I set you up for that. But you definitely didn't take it. So, you know, we're just hashtag Fortnite World Cup. If you can give us an explanation as to, you know, what kind of joke I was trying to make there, the bush and the ice cream, and it's, I don't know. You know, let's move on. So we have Steens there. Now he does end up taking a shot, but the bush blocks 1 instance of damage, so he's not very scathed by any of that there, but he's got people dropping into his 1x1s here, really being aggressive, but it doesn't matter because he gets the flick shot off on Apex Strudels. He goes down, and now he's going to look for his partner, who also made the mistake of coming into his box as well. So Aggro and his partner just completely obliterated by Steens.
Steens is not stopping either. I was actually wondering. There, he is finally going to go down, and I think that's kind of a representative of the playstyle that he was playing. He had the bush on earlier. He had so many different things going on. Playing a little bit, like, scared when they got into his box, continuing to make these edits, continuing to try to get away, but they did not want to let him go. Now we're already actually down to 6 duels remaining. This is one of the most aggressive games. Must be one of those W key games towards the end of the queues where people try to get one more game on top of a full-on, you know, push for getting the most eliminations, and I've already seen Zayton sack in one of these games right now. I see them in this game, and they're notorious for getting a crazy amount of eliminations, but hold that, because it's Parur right here is getting the most out of this game, but finally going to start getting pressured. Is out in the open. And put an end to the kind of rain here as the 5th or 6th zone starts to move.
Yeah, he is going to use a mini there to get himself shielded back up to 150 effective health, but he does have the 6 Shadow Bombs, Bala, as well as 3 times 20 instant health pots essentially sitting in his inventory there. So he is going to take the high ground, but gets rifted up, is going to drop down completely and try to make a play on any opponents that are, you know, coming into the zone that are pulling their gliders way too early. Isn't going to hit any shots, but now looking to low ground, hits for 36 and then 72, rips the shield completely off of one of his opponents.
That was ridiculous. Just the damage that he's instantly putting on that player. Fortunately, when you're in shadow form right now anymore, especially with patch 9.3, you can't get the lock onto those players when you're in controller there. So now Parur, I don't know what I'm calling this guy, but regardless, he's getting pressured, and he keeps splitting up with his teammate Buka. He was down below earlier, right before he got rifted. He was pressuring all sides, and Buka was somewhere else, making sure that, you know, I'm covering you, but they're actually going up against Envy, Lanane, and Tyler 15, and guess what? This is a World Cup qualifier team. So Buka and Parur got some work to do ahead of them.
They do, and I don't understand why Pereira's not actually utilizing his health that he has right now. Oh, I think he's about to use it. Yeah, he's going to call Buka over. They are going to use it together. Use that AoE to get themselves a little bit more health and shield, but it doesn't matter because Linnane and Tyler know. They know what they're trying to do. They saw the campfire, and it's not going to be enough. Envy and Linnane now looking for Buka. Buka took out Tyler, so now it's a 1v1. It's not a 1v1.
There's one more
what's happening?
There's one more player somewhere around, but all of a sudden he gets rifted, and there's so much going on in the final moments, which is crazy because of how many players were in this, but he's going to go full challenge. Linnane does not have any chill. He's just going for it right now. He knows that these guys are all fighting, and he is so low on health. He cannot take any fall damage. That's why he opts to take that Shadow Bomb. But I think that was a mistake as he starts to get chunked right down, but not too much has been revealed. But no, Dylan on TTV is going to take him out at the last second. Zweedy, who they came out of nowhere. They must have been in shadow form the entire time because I didn't see them.
Or on Ultimate High Ground. I have no idea where these players were. It's like you said, they may have been in shadow form. I think possibly they were on high ground. Who knows where they were? It doesn't matter. The fact is that they've netted themselves a victory royale, and we are going into one more game here. We have only 6 players remaining in this one, 3 duos, so it's going to be a 2v2v2. It is the 5th circle, though, so look at this game, Bala.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the amount of points that a lot of these players are having and ending up in these games. We talk about, those games right before the queues end, and people playing them out to try to go for those high elimination games because of how they end up with the amount of players in them, the players that stay all the way to the end. But in this case, Untamed and Siler not taking full advantage, and really they're close. If they had a crazy game here, they could have possibly been pushing 70 points. But right now, not many eliminations left on the table, not many of those elimination points up on the table either.
Yeah, and you can see here that all of the players were actually concentrated in that one small little area. Everybody trying to rotate into the southern side of this circle. Pushing up is Untamed, gets the knock, and then absolutely just annihilates Playmaker there. So he is going to get himself a few more resources. They do have the Portal Rift, so we're going to have to see, if they end up utilizing that. But with so few players left, I don't really think they'll need to.
No, absolutely not. And if they do, it ends up being a weird situation where you're really just giving yourself the opportunity to get shot down and put back out of the game. Right now, a little bit of moment of calm as that 6th zone does get revealed. We've got 30 seconds till it starts moving, and I think 30 seconds until the action really starts to heat back up here.
Yeah, and the zone going in the complete opposite direction to where it went to from the previous one. So these players are all kind of starting to get a little bit low on resources. It's very interesting to me that there are so few players left in the game. Nobody is trying to actually farm any kind of resources that you can see with all the trees there. They're all just kind of sitting and waiting for each other to make a move. So Untamed is actually going to be the first one to make the play and go up towards high ground. His partner Siler is actually to his left there, also raining shots down. They have to know that there's players in this box here. They are taking shots at them. It is just going to be a matter of trying to figure out where exactly they are at this point.
With the amount of players left in this game, I just have to wonder. Actually, as Untamed is going right on to Dodo, it's actually going to find one more player for him. Or no, it's a whole duo to find. Siler's fighting on high ground right now. Is he going to be able to find it? Yes, Mark goes down. And I gotta say, Storm Surge must have done its work there because there was nobody in that game. There was nobody at all. But regardless, a good win for Siler and Untamed. They clean up the end of that lobby. We're gonna continue moving because NA East, still, the action is ending. And there's still so many people who are, fighting for that last couple of spots there.
Yeah, the queues have definitely closed at this point. They only had about 5 minutes remaining when we started casting. So, we're definitely just seeing, like you said, these games where these players tend to go full send to just get as many points on the board as they possibly can. Now, these guys know they're able to update the scoreboards every so often and the leaderboards, so they know approximately where they're sitting. So going into these games, Bala, as somebody who plays quite a bit, as somebody who's observed a lot, what do you do if you're kind of a few spots out of the top of the leaderboards. What is your game plan?
I'm just trying to play my best, and I'm trying to maximize every single game that I have. It depends on how much time, though. We talk about the style of games as it comes down to the queues. But regardless, I mean, you can also see, while you're sitting in that queue, you can go into the Compete tab. Or if you're not even playing, you can go into that Compete tab and check out where these players are on the leaderboards. You can get those updates. But right now, I'm seeing something. Vinny just took out Keys, who was playing earlier, and we know that they were high up there on the leaderboard. So that could be a very consequential elim. And we did also see that that high placement game from Vinny and Zexro just moments ago. But in this game, they are not having a good time. I mean, everybody in the server is looking to focus them.
Vinny just getting his shield completely ripped off there, opting to pop the slurp, does get the knockdown on Cascat. Now if he can get that siphon out very quickly, he's going to be fine, which he absolutely does now. Going to be healed up again to full HP, so thank goodness for that, because that was a lot of pressure on those two for a brief moment. You can see that they have a baller in there, in their little build with them, so that is going to be a little bit of an opportunity for them to use to rotate when they need to. But we can see here Posix in this lobby. We've got Vinny, we've got Zexro. We have a lot of key players again in these lobbies here.
I'm seeing on the right side of the screen, BHEGS and his teammate, his duo partner, Hart, trying to make their way up. They were in 4th last we checked, but I'm also seeing Snoot and Thwifo, Slacks, who was Key's duo partner that Vinny took out earlier, just moments ago in the game. And he's at 90 points right now. So the fact that Keys went down and Slacks is still up, he knows the pressure is on. He has to make this work, and he has to stay even above who he knows is in the game, because he took out his duo partner. He knows that Vinny and Zex are in here, and he knows how close they are to him.
Yeah, and if you're Slacks right now, you are certainly not feeling the best. Your duos partner is gone. You're all by yourself. You don't have the best loadout, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Slacks somehow makes it work. This is why these are professional Fortnite players. He takes out Spazzy there with a combat shotgun, is there just a little bit too long, so does end up taking a little bit of damage, but he does have the minis. He is going to use them here to heal up, but no, he's not. Oh my gosh.
He's in the call. Oh, yes, he drops him in. I think that might be, no, it's Aroa, who was up high on the leaderboards earlier with his teammate N-Pen. He's going to take him out, take the mini first, and then the siphon elimination to make sure he goes up to max. Vinny and Zexro still in the game, and I just have to wonder who is going to come out on top of this, because this is going to decide a lot. Vinny and Zex are right now quite split, though.
Yeah, quite split, which is not something that you want to be doing when you have to rotate. All it takes is one duo to enter into your builds, and both just look at you and say, you know what, combat shotgun, here you go. But it doesn't matter. Zexro and Vinny are now reunited. The TSM boys making their way through these builds here, looking to rain down shots onto their opponents. Hits for 42. He does have a lot of opportunity here to take out either some players or, oh my goodness.
Going for a very risky glider redeploy there, both him and his teammate Vinny. But this is what Zexro is good at. This is why he is so good. We all know his aim is crazy. And looking right up, he sees the sky platform. They're actually going to build right all the way back up to it, get a little bit of height, because they know these players eventually have to come down off of it. And I have redeployed, but it's dropped on Vinny, starting to fight for it, not hitting the shot. I think that's going to be his cue to get right back down. And to Zexro, can he do it? Did get tagged a little bit while trying to do this. Yes, finally, boom. Oh, that's so scary as one player right in front of him as he glides down. But perfect landing there. He's going to box him right out.
This is so risky for him to keep doing this and keep redeploying in this fashion. They have 17 players remaining in this lobby, so you at any point in time have 14 people looking at you. He doesn't have any builds left, so he is going to have to use the redeploy to get down safely, but he goes down, unfortunately. Slacks takes out Vinny, getting a little bit of revenge for his partner. You love to see it, Paula.
That is revenge in this game. Everything right now is hinging on the fact that Keys got revenge there, or got avenged there. Here, Zexro now trying to also do the same for his duo partner, and it's now top 10. So we're going into the last zone, and it's not even that final threshold of top 5 or the Victory Royale either. Obviously, Zexro now getting a little closer, opening that door so he can edit through and use that Shadow Bomb and continue forward and maybe get towards any more placements, but he's only on 27 mats. I think right now what he needs to do is find elimination, find an impact elimination, find some materials on one of these bodies, get the siphon, because he is trying And playing with only 150 or 167 HP, Slacks picks up another kill or another elimination. Meanwhile,
Zexro just utilizing his tactical shotgun there to the finest. He gets Sean, takes him out, gets himself back up to full HP, picks up a little bit of build, but now effectively is done.
He gets revenge!
Slacks. It was a back and forth with this duo the whole game.
And Zexro finally goes down by the hands of Hart, who did lose his dual partner. So it's a 2v1 right here as Lord takes out the last player. No, sorry, Rokane and his teammate Lord take out the last player there in Hart. And the victory royale there for them is going to push them to 75, but I think they still need a little bit more than that, Pookie, because we just saw Keys and Slacks versus Zexro and Vinny, that duel there back and forth, the battle ending up pushing them towards around 90 points total, both of them. So, I mean, that's kind of the threshold I'm looking at right now in terms of qualification range. That's the highest I've seen on screen yet. But we'll see. It could change in a blink of an eye.
It could change. All it takes is one game. You can pull out a 20-point game, Bala. It's been done. We've seen it been done over and over again. So you know what? I'm not discounting any of these games, any of these lobbies, until we see that final scoreboard, until we see who is actually going to New York. I know I'm going to be on the edge of my seat. I have been all day with these games.
Yeah, we have. And we saw earlier at Famhood's crazy clutch. I think the first one we saw with the Chug Splash, like a full-on, like run into the zone style. Elof, he actually ended up getting the ice on his feet and then using the Chug Splash there. But there's a player above him. I don't think this is the right play as the zone is starting to, constrict them a little bit here. And I think he's going to be left with a Flintlock rotate because nobody around him is using any sort of mobility. That's what you can see they're trying to do right now. Force the rifts out. Force any way that they can get in the zone, but that's not going to work out. No mobility here for anybody is going to be spent, so they're left to go on foot and with the Flintlock as well.
They don't really have anybody around them, though. Take a look. Everybody has already kind of made their way over to the zone, so they are safe. They are going to be coming up here on Slappy, though. But Slappy is not really interested in an engagement. It looks as though he's going to just stay in his box and try and heal up, slowly making their way to their zone. This doesn't look good for them at all, Bala.
No, the HP situation not looking good. Does have a med kit. He's going to start popping that. We saw Slappy briefly for a moment there. He looked like he was a solo, so maybe that's why he wasn't pushing, but I know for sure that Slappy right there, that's his signature skin. He's going to take out Sheep, but all for nothing, because when you do get eliminated, you end up not getting any credit, even if this player, even if Sheep got eliminated fully, Slappy would not get credit for that.
And Famhood able to get the revive on Sheep. Sheep does come back up. He is back in this game, but is looking like he's only going to be sitting on 30 HP. But here we are making our way over to the other side of the map. We see TSM Command and High Sky here. I saw grenades in this lobby. We have another very stacked lobby. It's crazy to me that so many people are competing, and we time and time again just see all of these players ending up in the same lobbies together. What are the chances, really? But using the Rift here, he is going to try and maybe see if he can get a little bit of a lay of the land, see where other players... Look how many people take this Rift ball.
Yeah, that's a lot. And you said, what are the chances of them all getting in the lobby? Well, let me tell you, Pookie, it's actually quite high towards the end here. Very high, because everybody has the high points that's putting them all in placement games together, and they're all queuing for that last game at the same time, because they all know, and they're all playing the time game, and they're saying, okay, this is when I got to queue to maximize the efficiency here. But you know what? The flip side of that is they get into these stackers right now with Commandment, High Sky, Zayt, and Saf. You already listed a couple names, Pookie. This is crazy.
And here we see Zundi just falling to this duo. They already have 2 eliminations, but you know what? In these lobbies, in these final games, you're going to have to do a little bit better, and they know that. They're being very aggressive right now, just taking shots on anybody that they hear around them. We see Ghost Saf in here right now. Cryo's down at the bottom. Zayt has unfortunately been taken out of the game, so Saf is going to have to try and pull something out here. He is they are sitting on 87 points, so that could be close depending on how far Saf is able to take the rest of this game.
Maybe close to that top one. We know that Saf and Zayt are already qualified, but takes out Rux, and these Flintlock rotates in the end game are actually top tier. I've never seen such precise movement here with the Flintlock in the end game. Rux is finally going to go down, but I was going to say, gets the siphon from that, but it's all for naught because Flintlock right there was kind of against what we saw earlier. not accurate and putting him way too high. And
he went way high and
for it.
hung in the air there, giving his opponent the chance to be able to get a lot of damage on him. He's only sitting at 66 effective HP, but here we have Coop and Grenades. Grenades, super awesome player. He was actually at the secret skirmish, had the chance to talk to him a little bit. Super nice. So if you guys, you know, at home are looking for people to follow, Coop and Grenades are very good. They're very approachable. They're great guys. Shouting them out right now because I love these two.
Hey. Saw their performance at Secret Skirmish. Now here in the World Cup, seeing what they can do, where they can end up in the leaderboards, edging their way around the zone. Unfortunately, Coop is going to get kind of stuck out right now. He's really close to that other player. He could have made an edit there, but no, he's going to back up right towards Grenades. And we're into the top 10 right now.
Grenades is going to be given that big show by Coop so that he can get all of the HP they possibly can, because they're not going to have much time anymore to do any of those things. They are having to rotate now, moving into the next, it's not the next zone, it's really the last zone. It's just going to be continuously moving at this point all the way over to that small little dot that you see on the mini map there to the west. So these players are really going to have to utilize their builds effectively, their resources effectively. We see people dropping here down. Coop takes out Grazka there with 2 shots from the combat shotgun, and then just uses the pickaxe there to just completely take him out. Gets the shot on shot again, and these flicks, Balla.
But look who's on high ground again. It's Tickers by himself, and we've seen this situation time and time again today. Coop and Grenades being the only duo remaining. Daxter in a little bit of a fight here with Ziff. What is going to be the end of that situation? That one is key, because that's going to signal Grenades and Coop to take low ground. It's going to be Ziff who takes the win there. And he controls low ground right now, but maybe not for long. Hold on, what just happened to Grenades? He actually got knocked out from Ziff, and Ziff completely dominates the low ground, but Tickers comes down from the high and saves the day, and saves the day for his duo, because they just pushed themselves into 87 points with that victory royale and that 2-elimination game.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if 87 points is going to be enough. You said earlier that you think 90 points is going to be the threshold here for NA East, but I know we have Zeke standing by. Zeke, you've been watching these games with us. How are you finding them?
I think incredible is like an understatement. What's a word above incredible? Magnanimous. What's a word above magnanimous?
Astronomical.
Astronomical. My brain is working through these. What's a word above? All right, anyway.
Herculean?
Listen. No!
You can't say that
No.
word. Golden Boy is the only one who pronounces that word right.
Herculean, it's not that hard. Anyway, these matches have been just a true treat to watch, especially because you can really tell everyone is just putting it all on the line. They're giving it that all, going that extra mile, and it's just, all right, anyway, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna cry.
Let's hop into some moments that we saw in the last block that ended up deciding what was going down. So first, check the points in the bottom left-hand corner. Zexro sitting on 81. Vinny is there as well. Watch Zex go to work and look at who he does it against. First, picking up on the keys, getting his 3rd elim. Now onto the high ground, all of a sudden separated away from Vinny, but needs to get into the top 15. Needs every point available in order to make it to New York City. One of the original favorites, the first to play aggressive, and he goes to work here with the uncommon tech, a 1-man wrecking crew, slaying his way into the top 5, getting every placement point available except the victory royale, getting slacks right there, but it wouldn't end up being enough. He gets taken down, but 93 points. However, Rokane right here on the high ground has his partner left. Look what's happening on the low ground. It's a 2v1v1. Hart gets the elim onto Zextro, but then gets picked up, and that is going to end up being huge. Hart needed every single point, and more importantly, he needed every single tiebreaker in order to make it to New York City. Let's check out these standings and see where everything fell out. These are the final players moving on from NA East. Wow. It is Slacks and Keys, Zexro and Vinny, and then the young Calculator and Cole Macwood. Now, this match right here, this is the one we just talked about. This was 89 points going through. The tiebreaker came down to victory royales. The difference, Calculator and Macwood had four victory royales.
Wow.
To BHEG's and Hart's 3. If Hart had gotten one elim in that 2v1, if he had gotten anything more out of that situation, they would be going to New York City. Instead, Calculator and Macwood, with one of the most dominant placement-heavy performances we have seen so far, booking their spot. A huge shout out, Slacks and Keys. They've been up there every single week, semifinals and finals challenging. And an even bigger shout out right now to TSM Zexro. Vinny, you're fantastic as well, but Zexro, battling through the wrist injury, not playing through a large portion, taking months off because he couldn't physically move his arm and was struggling to go through, playing Fortnite hurt, to then get on the grind and have an individual performance like that on this stage in the final week. That is clutch. That is the definition, and that is the reason they'll be going to New York City.
There you go. You know, of course, speaking of going to New York, I think we have to punch their tickets. Like, what are they? Punching the tickets. got me. All right, now, of course, we've got our first list. We got to add our competitors. Here we go. Boop. Got them. Slacks and Keys. If you want to handle this one, I'll handle this one over here.
Congratulations, Zexro and Vinny. Also, you need better synergy right there. Underscore and dot. Come on.
Wait, pretend I touched it and it came up. That's how this works. And finally, Calculator and Macwood, congratulations. Now, of course, we've got one duo spot left. This list of names is already incredibly stacked to think there's going to be a single duo coming out of NA West.
And it all comes down to this. Like we say it all the time in terms of every interaction mattering, but now we've seen the rest of the field. All the other regions are done. Thank you so much for your 10 weeks, but now, if you're not going, you are a spectator until the trios competition on July 14th and 15th. Make sure you go find a trio. Don't try and cause any too much drama there. You know who I'm talking about. But with that being said, just make sure, I know Bala just cracked up in the back. We have one more region left. It's NA West. Right now, we're going to go take a 30-minute break. So what you need to do, go take your dog on a walk, get some dinner, get some exercise, hydrate, eat your vegetables, as Shao Wager would say. We're going to go get some food as well. We'll be back in 30 minutes.
Let's fly down to the lobby. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your spots and nums. Burgers from dirt to munch. Tacos Royale with brunch. Red juices, a tasty treat for Lil Whip, Peely, and Pizza Pete. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your spots and nums. Let's fly down to the lobby to get your spots and nums.
gosh, everyone here in the Forum in LA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Creative Showdown. How you feeling today? So much has happened in the world of Fortnite, and we're here about to call probably one of the craziest things you're ever going to see. It's a world premiere game mode and map.
I know that it's going to be a King of the Hill mode.
Forum, make some noise! That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. The first match. Jordan Fisher,
He's
Curry,
thinking
the
the corner.
Root. They're going to win the game. This is it. And they pick it up. They have to protect him here, and this is now we're going to start to earn a lot of points. They're climbing that leaderboard, Lupo. They're in the shadows, unseen, and they will have the Ravens' revenge. GG. 2 minutes left on the clock. The Chicken Champions, surely this is going to be a win for them. No! It's 1 point remaining! And the Little Whip Warriors might be able to come back into this with enough time. But there he goes. He jumps right back in. And that is going to do it. GG! Game 3 goes to the Chicken Champions.
Every single person to keep in mind. There's a ton of stuff going on here, not just Fortnite. It's just a good time all around, man. Look at him, just dancing it out, sitting inside the control point, 6 minutes remaining, but it's not even gonna matter. That's a victory royale. Game 4 goes to the Fish Fam.
Could it happen? Could the Llama Record Company be our first back-to-back champion? Or will it be the Fish Fam actually being back-to-back in this instance?
He has it. You see the top middle of the D.
He does it!
He got it!
Oh,
Last second!
The victory royale! He's still in it. He's standing strong, and he wins out on the battle. 990, and he's continuing to gain. He's got to get to that wall, and that's going to do it. We want to know who won? We want to know who won?
The Llama Record Company.
Oh my gosh, congratulations!
Give it up one more time for the Llama Record Company! Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys on the Battle Bus.
Heyo Fortnite fam, Sundown here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the Flintlock pistol and its impact on competitive play.
The Flintlock pistol is a great addition. Sometimes it'll just change the course of a fight.
The things you can do is insane. You can get height with it. It shoots pretty far. You can almost use it as an AR at the beginning game just to get one shot. It'll hit for like 80, 90 in the body.
And this is looking really good for Horrify, but the Flintlock is going to get the high ground. Nikiva, such a smart play.
The Flintlock is a common and uncommon weapon that uses heavy ammunition. It does 86 or 90 damage depending on rarity, and it has a 2 times headshot multiplier. This means that outside of a sniper rifle, it has the highest single shot damage potential in the game. However, the Flintlock only allows for 1 shot at a time, has pretty decent damage fall off, and also takes 3 seconds to reload. In addition to all of this, the Flintlock also has a mobility component to it. When fired, it will impulse the shooter backwards, and if the bullet strikes a target, it will impulse the target away from the shooter. This can allow for some tricky plays to be made.
Player there, runs out into the storm, jump, finds him, yeah!
We've seen a decent amount of use out of the Flintlock during the Fortnite World Cup online open qualifiers. So let's hear from some of the qualified players to get their opinion on its addition to the game.
If I'm low on HP and I have to choose one weapon, it will be this one. You can actually like kill someone from 200 HP to 0 without taking any shots.
And it's also really good for competitive play because if you're high ground or if you want to get away from a situation, the Flintlock, when you use it, it knocks you some distance so you can get away or you can get high ground over someone. I think it just adds a lot of like different plays you can make with it. I think it's good.
I personally really like the Flintlock. I think it's a really good weapon. I think it's a really strong weapon in the right hands. You need to know how to use it and you need to base your whole game around it if you want to use it right.
It's just the kind of weapon we need more.
I definitely think it's one of the better things that have been added skill-wise. I like that it's so versatile. I really like him competitive. Definitely deserves a spot in here.
Thanks for watching, and hopefully you saw how the Flintlock can be utilized in the right hands. What is the best Flintlock play you've done or seen? Share it with us using the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, and we'll be seeing you guys on the battle bus, or maybe Flintlocking through the air. The final duo spot will come out of NA West, and who will be able to put their name in among the best of the best out of the West. A lot of momentum is going to be with WBG's Rux and Pika, who have now both qualified for solos, and Pika had another outstanding performance in Week 9. Finally, make sure to keep your eyes peeled on FlyQuest Edgy and Liquid Scented, as they both have been absurdly close in so many circumstances. They will be gunning for the final spot and a chance to be on that stage in New York City. Who will be the last best of the West and the final duo pairing to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup final? Let's find out.
Welcome back to the final week of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open. We're getting ready to hop into our final region and find out who will claim that last spot in NA West. I'm Bala TW, and I'm going to be bringing you guys and driving you guys back in the action, starting with the schedule. So let's catch up on what we saw and where we're going right now. We're going towards NA West. We already had Oceania, Asia wrap up this morning earlier on. Then we moved into Europe. We caught the tail end of that. We then hopped into a couple of Brazil games, but then moved into NA East. We just saw the epic conclusion of that, where Vinny and Zexro and a number of other people have qualified through. And then finally, we're ending here with NA West, the final region for the Fortnite World Cup Online Open. How are these guys earning their points? Well, they are playing over the course of 3 hours, which we just saw, and trying to play a total of 10 matches. And in those matches, they are earning points by both getting placements and eliminations. Each elimination is going to be worth 1 point, but there's a total of 10 placement points up for grabs. The first threshold being that top 15, that's going to earn you 3 points. The next threshold is top 10 for a total of 5 points, and the next threshold is top 5 for a total of 7. And then, of course, the Victory Royale will earn you 3 more points for a total of 10. Now, what are these guys all playing for? Well, not only the spots, but their share of $2 million spread across all the region. Of course, NA West competing for a portion of that, but they are getting, this prize is going to all the players split throughout the region. And of course, the qualifying spots. We have one more qualifying spot. That's it. NA West. We've already seen Europe, their 4. NA East, we've seen their 3. Brazil, Asia, Oceania, we've seen each of their 1, but we've got 1 more to go, and that's NA West. But before we do that, we did just wrap up NA East in those 3 qualifying spots. So we're going to go ahead and hop in. We actually get the chance to talk to one of those qualifying duos. It's Macquid and Young Calculator, and I'm joined by Shio to do this. What's up, guys? Congratulations! You're going to New York City.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be more happier for you guys. I've been following you all the way through. Macquid, you've had quite an impressive, growth throughout the entire thing. I just got to ask, it's the first thing we always ask, what is your reaction to qualifying? What was the first thing you guys did? Macquid, I'll start with you.
I mean, I called my mom and my dad. They were both on the verge of crying. I mean, it's incredible. It's like we are the two, some of the most consistent players that haven't qualified for the Fortnite World Cup, and we've been doing it for 5 days. So I hit up Calc and I was like, hey, let's give it a shot. And for the last week, and we did it. So I'm just so thankful.
Calc, I mean, he just said it, 5 days. This has got to be like, it can't be a surprise. You guys know how good you are, clearly. But 5 days of practice with your duo. What happened after you qualified? What was going through your head?
I was very excited, and my mom didn't believe me. I called her and she said I'm lying. So.
Well, there you
on
go.
live stream too.
All right, Calc, Mac, come on, we know each other. Like, are you hyped or are you hyped, man? Like, we were talking for weeks.
There you go.
Every week, back to back.
I am hyped.
We've gone through like highs and lows. You guys have qualled, not qualled, man. Like, in the moment, that last game, what's going through your mind? Like that very last game, boys. Like seriously.
we queued at the perfect time. We got a decent, pretty easy lobby. We queued on one of the hot drop games, and we got to Pleasant. We actually got it unlooted, and we decided that, hey, if we don't get kills here, we are not going to qualify, because we knew we were aiming for 90 points, and we got just 89, but we had those 4 wins. So I was like, in those end games, we were on high ground, and we were like, hey, man, we got to slay out. Like, we have to. Like, it's now or never. And then, I don't know. I was just, I wasn't really nervous, but I mean, it was kind of going through my head.
I was nervous at the beginning, but then as we kept going through, I stopped getting less and less nervous.
Now, Calc, you've had, like, not a rocky relationship, but you've had a very unique relationship with that Fortnite community. Do you think that there's a new level of respect for that young Calc, you know, word out there on the streets? Like, how do you feel right now? Like, how ecstatic do you feel in terms of recognition?
I am so excited. I am so happy.
We don't need to boost his ego anymore. None of that.
Well, gentlemen, I think it is deserved slightly, a little bit of boost of that ego, because you are going to New York, so we're going to see you there. But I do want to give you guys one more chance to, you know, shout anything out you want, and also your socials. Make sure you get those plugs in there. Calculator, we'll start with you.
Follow young_calc on Twitter.
That's it. Young_calc on Twitter. Macwood, what's up?
My Twitch is COL Macwood, and then my Twitter is @COL_Macwood.
Well, there you have it, guys. We will see you in New York, and as we always say, we'll have to grab a slice. But thank you so much, and congratulations. We'll see you there. We have NA West up on deck, guys. Thank you so much for that interview. But this is going to be the last spot up for GrabShy, and we're going to go ahead and take a sneak peek at the standings that are currently unfolding because the action is underway. So here it is, and again, I mean, time and time again, it's always Arcrum and Falconer on top, but then the rest of these guys are all fighting because Arcrum and Falconer have already qualified. And the rest of these guys as well. Landrock and Punisher, all of a sudden they're on West, but again, they've already qualified too. So the rest of these guys playing for that one spot.
What I find really interesting is Epic Will is actually doing with 40R Storm. Usually it's him and Sealmat, right? All there side by side. So everyone's switching up for week 10. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how things get down, break down. And I'm excited to get going.
I mean, that's the kind of staple duos of NA West right now are well, splitting up at the same time. Epic Will normally playing with Sealmat. Here at 40R Storm, they both actually qualified in solos. So this switch could be an opportunity to triple qualify. I mean, in week 8, they have been playing out of their mind. It's crazy. We saw Aiden and Sean qualify, but the rest of these guys as well, Kayun and Takata, had such an amazing run throughout the rest of the weeks. But I mean, I think we want to get in the action because we just kicked up the dust. I want to see who's standing when all is said and done, when that dust is settled. So we are going to have Shayo joining the cast, and of course, Pookie on the other side. Guys, the stakes are set, and the floor is yours.
Awesome.
Stakes are set. Vala, we are about to hop in to our first set of NA West games. Shy, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty hyped. It's been a fun time. I'm excited to see how the West Brawl goes down. Excited to cast with you as well. So we can get right to it. Games are ready. I'm excited to hop in. Let's jump on that battle bus.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Now, hilariously enough, Shy and I were talking a little bit earlier in our little caster room that, you know, Zeke likes to just, you know, hog for himself, take up all the space on the couch. But we were talking, and we realized that we actually live within 10 minutes of each other.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a small world and a fun world as well. So, you know, content coming out on the way.
Content is going to be created. We can tell you that much. But here we are taking a look at some content here coming out of Jacob and his partner, Dizzle. They are on the edge of Shifty Shafts here, holding very good high ground, using that advantage to rain down shots on their opponents.
Absolutely. Look at their classic loadout as well. Looks like it's a nice heavy sniper Scar combat in there. Not many new items up in the mix. We've got the classic minis. Looks like they might have not found any chug splashes for them, as I think that's really strong. One thing to point out as well is 6 elims on Dizzle and then 4 on Jacob. That's 10 total at the moment, and we're just getting into that 5th zone closing. About 2 hours left on NA West. So it's going to be very exciting to see who qualifies with that one spot for this region.
Yeah, and there we see Jacob taking a perfect shot with a heavy sniper there, taking out Sinnoh like it's nobody's business. Now, he he is going to have to be careful here. He is taking a little bit of time to peek, but it doesn't matter. He did pick up that elimination there.
That's an international snipe, as Sinnoh's usually playing on those Asian servers, switching over to West just to get a better chance of popping off, as the region is a lot more aggressive and consistent at most times. Aim backup goes down. Could not find that hard drive to pick up the aim or game sense in that situation. A big bop coming in. Dizzle catching his builds open, going for that finish. Smart plays. Is it possible? White health getting hit on the storm line. Backup finally goes down. Dizzle picks up that elimination.
And nobody punishing these guys right now, Shy. They're on ultimate high ground, just standing out in the open, just exposing themselves, raining down shots, and nobody is wanting to really punish them for these actions right now. You can see Dizzle taking a ton of time to peek. It is kind of a rough angle, but there are so many players across the river over there that would have the freest of shots on them right now, but it doesn't matter. Dizzle comes out with another heavy snipe. Dizzle and Jacob just going to town with these heavy snipe shots.
Absolute marksman here. He hasn't actually missed, I don't think, the last 3 shots, all intended to go exactly on target. That elimination getting picked up. He's not going to be in the air. 13 total elims for these guys across the board, and they find high ground to connect to as well, giving them the next best position for the next zone moving in. The 6th zone being one of those zones where if you have control and you retain control with a little bit of space, you can just run away with the whole game.
And Dizzle recognizing that and playing that perfectly, trading just 10 health and utilizing his builds to reinforce the high ground there. Does get dropped down a little, but is going to still be an ultimate high ground. Jacob, his partner, is just below him, a few tiles down, but is using a shadow bomb to make sure he gets up beside Dizzle, make sure they are together. They do still have that rift to go, so staying together right now is key. Just like that, using the rift to go to get out of a sticky situation. You love to see it.
Absolutely. One thing we do notice about West, which is kind of different from East, EU, OCE, and BR even, is that this current moment is a lot of people will stick to the storm and actually take damage to push for that elimination. As we all know, it's one spot. You can play your best, but sometimes you have to play above your best potential as well, which is what Dizzle's trying to do, hovering out, seeing if he can kind of expose any possible angles near the backside of the storm. Getting into someone's box. Dizzle really low, finally going down, taking out one of the meta boys. He's going to see if his duel can clutch it out now. Jacob, where are you at?
Yeah, Jacob is absolutely on the other side right now. I don't even think he's going to have the opportunity to get Dizzle up. He does make his way over to him, but it is unfortunately going to be too late. Jacob is going to have to say, Dizzle, you're going to get left out in the storm, literally. Here we have Rizzo here, and Brogstar just taking out Bluey with the combat shotgun. We see this time and time again. These guns are so strong. The way that they are utilized by these players in both close combat as well as range when they are picking out kills from the sky. We have Brogstar here looking for more targets, using the edits, staying close to his partner, who's also raining down shots. Shy, there's so much going on, the chaos.
It's insane. Brogstar has that classic loadout as well, a gray AR and a combat with shields. Pookie, what do you think the type of pressure these guys feel when this is all they have? No backup, no rifts.
It's so difficult. You know, you have to be very aware of your surroundings. You need to know where every player around you is, because like we just see right here, if you have to waterfall down and get out, you need to know that there's nobody below you that's going to try and shoot you out or you know, possibly inflict any amounts of damage on you. But Fisco